Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I'm George. We're all George. So, tonight I have something interesting to show you. Something that may be predicting the next Bitcoin rally, the next pump that will take Bitcoin above 100,000. So what is this new metric or this new model? I'm going to show you. And also there's other bullish news that I want to cover. And I have something interesting, non-crypto related, but I think it applies for a lot of you guys. And I'm going to show you and talk about it. So, thanks for tuning in. As always, smash the like, subscribe to the channel. 2 streams every day, 11:30 and 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. So make sure you hit that notification bell to get notified. And follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. And check out all the latest news, articles, guides at CryptosRUs.com. All right, welcome. Welcome, guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. There we go. I'm going to change my screen. All right, so we had a bit of excitement for Bitcoin. It came above or right at 40,000, and now they're tracing a little bit, but you know what? 39.3 is still a whole lot better than yesterday's 37 whatever, right? So Bitcoin is definitely moving in the right direction. I've been covering a lot about Ethereum. Ethereum is still holding strong right around $2,700. And it got pretty low recently. I think 2,000 or 1,800. I mean, it was pretty low not too long ago. And now because of the London hard fork that is coming tomorrow, which I've been covering a lot, we'll see what happens. Will the rally continue forward, or will we see a breather afterwards? It's anyone's guess. But long term, you guys know I'm very bullish on Ethereum. I think having the new deflationary coin burning built into the protocol, of course, that's positive. But with DeFi, with NFTs, Ethereum is a powerhouse. They're never, I shouldn't say never, but they're not going to go away anytime soon. And I do think their momentum will keep going. Just like Bitcoin, just like everything else. Dope, appreciate it. Within the crypto sphere right now, it's still very early, and we're going to see a lot more gains. We're going to see a lot more gains later this year. All right. So let's do this. What do I have to show you guys tonight? Well, I found this new interesting Glassnode metrics that measures the short-term holder supply and long-term holder supply. And according to Glassnode, every bull market was triggered when the long-term holder supply reaches about 63 to 71%, somewhere in that range. And right now, it's right in between that range, 66%. But that's not the only interesting thing. You could also make the argument when the short-term holder supply drops to a significant low, and that is under 30%, it also could trigger a massive bull run or massive rally. So that's exactly the scenario right now. Exactly the scenario right now. So you could see that right now, if you look at STH on the very right-hand side, it's about 20%. 20%. And previous lows in 2019 and 2020 were about 16, 17%. So we're not too far off from there. And that shows you whenever retail investors come in and then they panic sell, right? Short-term holders. And whenever Bitcoin gets below a certain amount, you could even see in 2016 December, it got as low as 22.6, and that's right before the gigantic run up. Only back in 2013, you saw a giant rally up when it was about 37%, so that was the highest. But since then, it's all been about 20 or below for short-term holders. Well, what about long-term holders? Well, you could clearly see that in 2013, when long-term holder percentage went up to about 64%, well, it was a pretty good rally. And same thing in 2016 December, when it was about 71%, yeah, that was a pretty good rally, right? It's just the opposite. Whenever the long-term holders go up and short-term holders go down, right, that's when you see the big rally come up. And right now, long-term holders is at 66%, short-term holders at 20%. They're moving in the opposite direction, right? And guess what happens? I think you could guess. The next the next rally is around the corner. This is what it's indicating. And if you think about it, it's really not a surprise. When price goes down, guess what happens? Retail investors get scared, they sell out. So the newcomers in this space, short-term holders, they leave. But what happens with the long-term holders? Well, they're buying cheap Bitcoins is what's happening. Long-term holders continue to DCA or just buy the dips. So it makes sense that they're accumulating. And this also, you can include the whales in there too. So when the price goes down, people are accumulating. Smart money is accumulating. The dumb money is leaving, is panic selling, right? And that's when things turn up, because all the panic selling is done, and then it's just going upwards afterwards, right? So this is actually indicating we're at basically the same level as before. Before, when Bitcoin rose up significantly back in 2020, when Bitcoin was at 10,000, rising up to 60,000. Also in 2019, when Bitcoin was about 6,000, rising up to 14,000, and in 2016 when Bitcoin was still around 4,000, rising up to 20,000. So the last few times that this metric was hit, Bitcoin went up significantly. It really went up significantly, and it could be right around the corner. We're right around $40,000. I told you guys, once we break this 41,000 mark and we utilize it as a support, well, 50,000 is around the corner, 60,000 around the corner. And imagine what's going to happen after we break 64,000, our previous high. FOMO is going to happen. There is going to be a lot of FOMO, and we have a lot of promising stuff happening. Bitcoin ETFs could be around the corner. We have major adoption. Amazon could be around the corner. Apple could be around the corner, and we're going to have more institutions also buying, and more countries too. Let's not forget, next month is when El Salvador makes Bitcoin legal tender. And something else that came out today is another country, Uruguay, Uruguayan lawmaker. It's kind of funny for me to pronounce, but Uruguay. Now, one lawmaker proposed a new bill to make crypto a payment. Reportedly, before it was legal tender, but now it's been made so that businesses in Uruguay can accept crypto as payment. So, the next best thing. So, again, now we have countries that's starting to get aboard. Countries that want to break free. Countries that want to stand on their own and no longer want to be at the mercy of the IMF and World Bank. And same thing for its citizens, right? So there's a lot of good stuff. A lot of good stuff going behind the scenes. And this is why you don't want to give up. Recently, there's been more FUD. And I'm going to address one of them, including one that was brought up yesterday. I'm going to address it. Again, people are trying to spin up FUD whenever things are doing well for no reason. No reason at all. So, for, like I said, when dumb money leaves, smart money buys, right? And smart money does not fall for FUD. They take advantage. Smart money takes advantage of FUD. Because that's when you can get things at a discount and cheap, right? So, let's talk about it. Well, no, before I get to this one, there's two other pieces of news that's very good. Fidelity, which is one of the biggest investment and asset managers out there, buys almost 8% of Bitcoin mining company Marathon. And recently, Marathon just announced that they're buying a ton of miners because they want to become the biggest miner in North America. And now Fidelity, which has been very pro-Bitcoin, has just bought a large chunk of them. So, very positive. Again, institutional interest is here. Maybe they're not buying Bitcoin directly, but when you're buying a Bitcoin mining company, what do you think they're doing? They're getting into Bitcoin. They're buying indirectly, but they want exposure, and they want a lot of exposure, right? That's why this morning someone asked me, where's all this money coming from? There's endless money out there. The world's total money supply is so vast that we can't even imagine. And more and more and more is printed every single year now, and it just seems like the printing never stops. So there's plenty of money out there floating around that is waiting to enter. Billions upon billions. not even billions upon billions. It's really, I should reset it and say trillions upon trillions of dollars is waiting to enter the market. That's how enormous it is. 1.6, 1.7 trillion right now for overall market cap. That's only the beginning. We may be ending this year at 10 trillion plus. And imagine all the cycles after that. How high things will get. It's definitely early. It's definitely early. No matter what anyone says, the entire market, even Bitcoin, is still in its infancy. All right. And lastly, what's also good is this. The hash rate for Bitcoin. Speaking of miners, look at it. The hash rate is recovering very, very nicely. Very nicely. Dipped. This is almost like a bottom indicator. It dipped all the way over here about early July 2nd. And since then, it has been rising up because difficulty has dropped so much. It's so profitable for the miners to mine Bitcoin right now. Of course, they're going to spin up. And it's going to recover. In the near future, in another month or two, especially when FOMO hits, you'll see the hash rate continue back up. And it was, we won't even remember what happened. It would be like none of the miners even moved out of China. Although we know they did, but it will be business as usual. And that's how strong Bitcoin is and Bitcoin's network is. All right, what else is there? Okay, let's address some FUD. And then I got something interesting to show you guys. So we have the infrastructure bill, right? Recently, a lot of FUD around it. Saying, okay, infrastructure bill is going to introduce taxes and tax everyone, and it's just going to destroy everything. Well, guess what? A lot of senators, a lot of congressmen, or congresspeople, I should say, they're not so anti-crypto. Not anymore. Maybe back in 2017, maybe back in 2013, yes. 2021, not so much. First of all, a lot of these congresspeople do hold Bitcoin themselves. So they're protecting their own interests. But also, some of them do actually like the prospects of blockchain and innovations that can come with it. Especially, they're paying attention to people overseas, countries overseas, that's really fully embracing it. They don't want to be behind either. So now the senators make a revision on this infrastructure bill that relates to crypto and crypto taxing. So they define brokers better. Okay? So now they're excluding a whole bunch of things that are not considered brokers, and they break it down. Where's the section where they break it down? Basically, they remove companies like developers. Oh, here we go. Validators. So if you're staking, you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to worry about KYC and taxes. If you're a software or hardware maker, if you're a protocol developer, okay. If you're Ethereum, for example, you don't have to worry about it. And also, they exclude the miners too. Miners also don't have to worry about it. So they're making revisions, and now it doesn't seem as bad. Not nearly as bad, right? So again, there's always FUD everywhere. There's always FUD. Doesn't mean that it's intentional, but, it gets spread, and then people worry and cause doubt and wondering what's going on, right? And the other one is from yesterday. So I even created a video, and people didn't like it. So I talked about SEC Chairman Gary Gensler, and I played a part where he was very, very pro Bitcoin because he knows blockchain. He taught classes at MIT. And then people were like, oh, what are you talking about? That's so negative. Everything he said was so negative. This is going to bring a downfall of crypto. Is it really? Is it really? All right, let's just assume for a second that if you really believe that, that Gary Gensler is going to destroy crypto, right? So what are you going to do about it? Complaining on YouTube and in comments is not going to do anything about it. So what are you going to do about it, right? Spreading FUD, spreading fear does nothing. If you truly believe this is the end of crypto, well, then your choice is obvious, right? Then you make a decision. Do you stay in or do you exit completely? Well, if you really believe this is the end of crypto, then you sell out, right? Because you don't want to watch your gains go down. But, I just find it funny because there's so many people that is spreading FUD and more people spreading FUD. And people are like, oh, this is so bad. This is so bad. Well, what's the point of spreading the FUD? Ultimately, you have to decide what to do about it. For me, I've said, I think some regulations is good. I think some of the things, his interview was extremely long, by the way. And I honestly, I fell asleep a couple times trying to watch the whole thing because he just goes on and blabs on forever. But the stuff he says wasn't all bad. I don't get why people took it so bad. He did say that things were like the Wild West. He did say that things like IPOs and ICOs, not IPOs, ICOs and all this stuff, DeFi, a lot of token offerings, they were considered securities and they should fall under security laws, which I don't think is wrong. I don't think it's wrong. You have a lot of shenanigans going on. I think you guys know that too. You have people that's doing a lot of shady things. Yeah, and yes, some people are making money from it, but yes, there's some people that's getting burned badly, rug pulls, vulnerabilities, supposed vulnerabilities, and hacks. And there's a lot of shady companies that's coming out, a lot of meme coin companies that comes out, right? Do they really help the ecosystem? In my opinion, no. No, right? Some will argue, well, you let the free market dictate. Well, while it's happening, a lot of people, especially newcomers into space, is getting burned. So I don't think some regulation is bad. And I don't believe what he said means that everything in its entirety is bad and it needs to be heavily regulated. He's just mentioning things that makes a whole lot of sense. And ultimately, what he said at the end was, well, you know what? I need Congress support. I'm here. SEC will be here to support what Congress wants, right? And guess what? Based on the infrastructure bill, we know that not all Congress people are against crypto. So not every single Congress member is going to vote to destroy crypto. That's not going to be the case at all. So I do think that, again, a lot of FUD being spread out, and the people that are spreading it is just not doing anything about it. If you're someone that really believes it, well, okay, then sell out. But there's no need to try to spread it out and just cause fear without any plan of attack, right? Without any plans at all. But for me, I say sit and wait. At least that's what I'm doing, because I don't think it's going to be as bad as it seems. And I do think we have some friends in Congress too, and they're not going to try to make it as bad as it seems as well. That's why I'm staying in the game and I'm ignoring the FUD. While some may say, well, okay, you're just being ignorant. You're just trying to avoid the topic. Well, if you think that, what are you going to do about it? Spreading FUD is not going to cause anyone good, right? So maybe you should do something about it rather than complain about it. So that's the thing. So I just want to address that, right? I think whenever you have stuff like this, it's very early. It's nothing concrete. And I do agree with some of the stuff he said. So, I just find it, I don't know. I just want to address that. That's just me. This is not making me lead the game. I'm still staying in the game. I don't believe that this changes anything. The bull run is still intact. We will make a new high, and we will continue going. All right. So that's my rant for tonight. And lastly, I want to talk about, before I move on, let me make sure I didn't miss any important super chats. Asa has been holding Mara since February. I sold Tesla. Our bull run is 3 to 4 weeks away. September 1st, a lot of financials gets released. We'll see who bought the dip. Google AdWords, ad back. Yeah, I covered that this morning. Okay, so you believe it's next month, which is good. What else is there? I think you should start a special segment on your show maybe once a week. Present FUD Spreader Award. No, because some people won't get it, Jeff. That's a good idea, but some people won't get it. I mean, there's a lot of people that have no humor at all, too. And they have no idea when I'm joking or not. All right. Real confession, lost tens of thousands, but will hold them for years if necessary. The only reason I come here is admire discipline. Enjoy. Well, unfortunately, you are down, it sounds like. But if you do hold for years, you won't be down. No one that's been holding for years is down unless they chose some really bad crypto. Anyone that's been holding since 2017, 2018, 2019, even 2020, is up hundreds of thousands of percent. Even though they were down at one point in time a lot. But that's why I think holding the good coins and taking everything else out, FUD and emotions, everything, that's the best way to do it. All right, last thing I want to talk about is this. It has nothing to do with crypto at all. Nothing. But this is something I can relate to, and something that I think a lot of people can utilize, and that's just hustling. And what I mean by that, well, like for me, just to share a little bit about myself, before when I was growing up, and even in high school, this was, those of you guys that was around before, eBay and Amazon was really, or Facebook Messenger was very hot. You didn't have a whole lot of places to basically buy and sell, right? So when I was in high school, I was looking at how to make extra money. That's just how I am. I always been kind of like an entrepreneur, right? And I got into flipping things, reselling things. And that's how I made extra money. Honestly, I didn't work traditional jobs when I was growing up, even in high school, college. It was more like through flipping, and I made a tremendous amount of money. And that was when it was still the Wild West. eBay just came out. PayPal just came out. It wasn't very good. A lot of scams. Craigslist was around, but still a lot of shadiness going on, right? But I did through it. I sold tech, computer stuff, computer parts, made very good money with it. But this story reminds me of it, right? Look at this teen made $2 million. Well, he didn't make. He sold about $2 million worth of stuff during the pandemic so far. And it's just with gaming consoles and pools during the pandemic. So he basically stocked up and then resold it, right? And according to this article, he made like six figures, $150,000. So that's hustling, right? And why does this relate to crypto? Because I always hear people say, George, I'm out of money. And I could relate to that. If you're working a 9-to-5 job, you're trying to get financial freedom from crypto, yet you haven't achieved it yet. Well, how do you get extra money to buy these dips, right? I've said that you have to have cash on the side to be able to. Well, then hustle, right? Hustle for a side gig or a side job. And it's not very glamorous, but who cares? The more you could hustle and do a side job and earn some extra income, the more that you could put into crypto to achieve that financial freedom, to achieve that life-changing wealth, right? So I could relate to this because I've done flipping for a very long time. And it's not as hard as people think. Arbitrage between different retail stores or picking up things at a garage sale. I mean, there's so much bargains out there. It just takes a little time. But you can make some serious money if you put some effort into it. And if you have the extra cash, well then you could buy these dips and buy more crypto with it if you choose to do so. And you know what? It works out better, right? So I just want to share that. I've always thought, like, if I have this other channel, I've always thought about kind of like talking about non-crypto stuff. And this was one of the things I wanted to talk about because I'm really good at it. And I could give some really good advice in terms of how to get started flipping things and make pretty good money with it. Pretty good money. But I just want to bring that up because I think a lot of people can relate. A lot of people always tell me, I don't have any more money, but hey, you got to figure it out. You got to hustle. That's what it is. It doesn't matter. You cut off some TV time, you cut down some social media time. You got time to flip and make extra cash on the side. So just thought I'd bring that up. Overall, that's pretty much it. Let's do some Q&A. All right. Someone mentioned about Voyager. The Voyager is doing pretty darn good. 17% the last 24 hours, 70% the last 7 days. And that's because Voyager made a huge purchase. They made a huge purchase, Coinify, and basically they're onboard their users. They're expanding their portfolio or their platform, I should say. So it's a big purchase, almost $100 million purchase for Voyager. So that's what prompted this rise. All right, scrolling down. I'm drinking iced tea tonight. Iced tea. Czech Republic respects you. Great job, thank you. You think it's possible for Cardano to hit $17 or $18 this bull run? Very unlikely. Very unlikely. Can it hit $10? Yes. 17, 18? Probably not. That's more than 10x. So it's going to be unlikely, I believe. You can look at Olympus, amazing APY. Okay. A small cap, but not a micro cap. So you're saying amazing APY. So you could stake it if you connect the wallet. I don't know what it is. So they are just a DeFi play. Pretty much. Yeah. Okay. Doesn't look very appealing to me. Guitar says, best way to make extra money, OnlyFans. Hey, if you're an attractive person, you utilize what you have. You utilize what you have. OnlyFans is definitely an option too. But for the rest of us that are not super attractive, I think flipping is a good way to go. Hi from New York, Gio. Appreciate it. Says I got $20 per eBay sign up in 2003, 2004. $1 from Firefox. Yeah, if you run a website or you have a big social media following, you could definitely utilize affiliate marketing. I mean, I do. I mean, I have 1 million links, right? If you do have a following, go ahead and use it too. I mean, there's just so many ways to make side income, even without flipping. I've always said too, creating a YouTube channel, getting big on social media. There's so much you can do. It's all free. It's just a matter of time, spending time. John says, so quit crypto and flip garage sales. They're not exclusive. You could do both at the same time. All right, now I lost track of the things here. All right. When you add a fourth guest to DCA, you know what? I thought about it, but to be honest, Rob doesn't like 4. He wants to stick with 3. So this week on DCA, Rob might not be able to come, so we might have to find another guest. But and Andre, I like Andre, but I wrote out to him. He never wrote back to me. I just wanted to have a chat to go on his channel. It seems like all 3 of them, at least. I don't know the 4th guy, but all 3 of them are very stingy about bringing guests on. Like I know Kevin brought me on once, but I tried to follow up, no answer. Reach out to Graham, no answer. Reach out to Graham, no answer. It's like they kind of want to stick in their own group, right? I almost feel like talking to me like kind of breaks their bubble. But hey, if any of them want to join, I'm okay. That was one of the ideas for DCA, is to bring on guests so that us 3 could talk to them, right? And that'll make it interesting. El Guapo, appreciate it. I have ETH in a cold wallet. Do I need to move it back to exchange for tomorrow's upgrade? Check it out. Check out if it's Ledger or Treasure. Usually they should have a blog post or something. Normally they would have a upgrade so that you don't have to worry about it. So make sure you check them out. If they don't have anything yet, then transfer back to transfer to exchange. That will support the upgrade, so you don't have to worry about it. But almost every single major wallet maker will have it. I mean, if they don't, it seems silly. Green label is better for your DCA on quality. Can you make a PSA? Hit BTC has locked Doge in our exchange for over 6 months. A word of warning. I have no idea. I had no idea. Well, be careful. There's always rumors about Hit BTC. How it was a little iffy. Even John McAfee used to say that. I never used Hit BTC, so I don't know. Charles Hoskinson announced today Cardano's entering Alonzo Purple next week. So that means they're getting very close to implementing GoGet on their mainnet. That'll be pretty big. Student Coin launched the SMT ICO. I heard about that. Heard about it. A lot of people always ask me about Veracity. I always call it Veracity, but I guess it's Veracity. But Veracity, yeah. I'm not a fan of it. I don't think they present anything that's really mind-blowing, so not really a fan. Should we DCA? Dave asked, should we DCA to the top? I finally got my average coin lower. Now I'd be increasing it if I buying it. So you just started, you made it to the green, right? In my opinion, like for me at least, I'm not going to start taking profits until we're above our previous highs, which is Bitcoin at 64,000 plus. I think once we start breaking 70s and 80s, I'm going to start taking out 10% off the top every time we probably go up 10,000 for Bitcoin. So up until then, right, you could still DCA. But that's just me. If you plan on saying keeping a portion of your portfolio forever and just taking profits along the way, then you probably don't want to DCA because you're just kind of counterintuitive yourself, right? But if you plan on just holding for a long time and it's money that you don't need and you just want to hold it regardless, well, then you just keep DCAing. I guess it just really depends on your situation. For me, I'm going to start taking profits after we start hitting some new highs, right? But I plan on keeping some of it in forever. Basically, I just want to touch it. And, I think it's good to have that cash on the side so you can buy the dips. No, I have not, Stan. No one really asked me about TrueBit. I have not done any research on them. They're very, very, very low market cap. Very low market cap. Smart contract secure. Yeah, I don't remember, but sorry, Stan. Is this safe to store all my crypto on crypto.com and BlockFi? I'm new to crypto. The safest is a hardware wallet, but if you're going to utilize a wallet from crypto.com, I don't know if they're a non-custodial wallet. I think they are. You might want to check. What that means is you control your own private keys. And BlockFi is a lending company, which is my partner, and they utilize custodians from Coinbase and Gemini, which is assured, so about as safe as it comes. But ultimately, having a hardware wallet and keeping your crypto there is the safest. Fine. Ryan, I think I did. What happened with Altcoin Daily today? I don't know. Did they not post a video? What do you think about the upcoming Aave Harmony partnership? Aave Governance for Harmony Team's proposal, 2 million incentives. Interesting. Harmony's bring on board a lot of DeFi projects. Not only do they have, kind of like the Viper Mochi, but Sushi came aboard. And then they bring Aave aboard. I mean, that's pretty big. You're bringing a ton of TVL over, right? So I don't know what the incentive is, but that sounds pretty big. Get Crypto Daily. Yeah, I heard he just came back. I was wondering why he was gone for so long. People told me he had his kid and he took some time off. But yeah, so maybe. I've never taught them. I remember Crypto Daily and Superman and Box Mining. They were like, you know, the trifecta back in the day. And Superman just kind of died off. He's still around, but not very popular. Box Mining kind of varies. He streams whenever he wants to. And Crypto Daily seems to still be doing well before he took off. So, any good app in New York except Coin and Robinhood? I don't know. Robinhood stock shot up like crazy today. Crazy. So, how about a video at noon for lunch break? My video is at 11:45. That's as close as to noon as you can get. What else is there? Solana price prediction. You know, I love Solana. I think they have very good backer with Sam and Alameda. They're not going to go away anytime soon. Please get a female guest. I mean, there's not that many. I think Crypto Casey would be a good guest. But from my understanding, she got really, really bearish. Really bearish. And, you know, I don't know if she really wants to be in crypto right now. Her last few videos were all about the downfall of everything. So I don't know. But I do like, she's very knowledgeable of the banking industry, which is fascinating to me. Yeah, speaking of what's like hustling, you know, there's so many things. Like I mentioned about sports cards too, or NFTs. You know, I know a lot of you guys don't get involved with NFTs. NFTs is a way to hustle too. If you get in low and sell high. Same thing with sports cards or even Pokemon cards. There's so many kids that are like multimillionaires from their Pokemon cards. And with basketball cards, I mean, football cards. There's just so much. There's so many ways to hustle, make side money. But people just don't want to spend time with it, you know. But this is something that even like Gary Vee stresses. He even talks about going to garage sales and stuff. As rich as he is, he still enjoys it because it's part of the game. It's part of the hustle. And if you can get yourself to like that hustle and to embrace it, basically, you know, you won't even think of it as a side hustle. You'll just think of it as something that you want to do, you know. I used to be like that. I really do. And I'm like that now with YouTube. That's why I create so many darn videos. Q Diddy says, yes, they have a non-custodial wallet, so that's good about crypto.com. Do I like Spider-Man? Sure. I like the movie. All right. KuSwap to the moon. KuSwap is the new DEX for KuCoin. They seem to be doing okay. Terry, which exchange? Terry, I don't know. Maybe email me. Email me after the show. We could talk about it. I don't know. I could try to help you. All right. Ripple is for deadheads. There's not a lot of XRP fans recently. At least not on this show. They used to be so strong. Now it's just like they kind of wandered off. I don't really hear anything from the XRP fans. XRP is fine. I mean, once it settles the lawsuit, it's going to be fine. I mean, it's fine. It's sitting at number 6 right now, right? I just don't agree that they're ever going to get to $589. Their tokenomics just doesn't, and their whole model just doesn't warrant that. But they could definitely go up and you can make money with them. But I don't hear a lot of people talking about $589 these days. All right, guys. That's it. I'll let you guys go. Overall, are we about to have this next Bitcoin rally? Well, according to this Glassnode metric, yes. Yes, we're at the cusp of that. And there's so much going on behind the scenes. And yes, there's still FUD, but, you know, ultimately don't let that, you know, sway you off your path. We're all in this together. We're all holding for life-changing wealth and financial freedom, right? And I do believe that's what crypto is going to do for a lot of you guys watching. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. As always, smash a like, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys tomorrow, 11:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. All right? Have a good one. No, I have not looked at Sporting Mind Go. Sorry.